Chainlink price update for Monday, August 25th. We're going to start out on the 4-hour chart. Look what's been happening for the past couple of days. And then the implications higher or lower. Where's our support at in the short term and long term? We're going to look at the 3-day chart, the daily chart. We'll zoom out to the weekly chart. Where did we close for the week? And what we want to watch for this week. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you want more help navigating this cycle, want more educational content, Bitcoin dominance, market cap charts, your requests, consider subscribing through our Silver Patreon group. You get access there. We've got a great group of people, and we do a lot of extra daily content in there. All right, so the 4-hour link chart. What the hell is going on? Well, we have a move down in Bitcoin, so obviously altcoins are going to shutter in Bitcoin's shadow. Typical. Chainlink holding up relatively well, still around the $25 mark, but structurally, right, this is kind of where we need to hold the line. You have our low here, around 24 and a quarter, right? But more importantly, look at the Bollinger Bands. This is our first tag of the lower Bollinger Band on the 4-hour chart since, about 10 days ago, right? And last time, that's the last time we tagged it. We spent about 24 hours consolidating here before moving back up again. So this time tomorrow, we'll see if we're still here or lower, or where maybe I'm going to rhyme with this, right? Obviously, it's going to depend on a lot what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin's at a major moving average as well. If we just kind of flip over to there real quick and look at where Bitcoin is on its 4-hour chart, it's at the 600 EMA here. So a big level for Bitcoin as well. It could very well hold here after tagging the 600 EMA not once, but twice. Okay, so now back to Chainlink. If this holds, right, and we start to rhyme with this, well, could get back to range highs within the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so the significant level to be watching for Chainlink to get, obviously really bullish again. Well, our first underside retest of this 50, because we've now broken it, right? This 50 green line where we held back here. We slipped a little bit here after tagging. So we're rhyming with this move so far more than these moves because we held the 50 here and we didn't hit the lower Bollinger Band. Versus now we breached the 50 and hit the lower Bollinger Band, much like here. So I'm not expecting an immediate, God candle here. 8%, 9%. That's pretty good on a 4-hour chart. I don't expect that. But that would be, if we start to close back above 25 on any candle here, well, now we have to look back to range highs. So I would look back to around these 26, 25 level. If we start to take that out with a closing candle on the 4-hour chart, we're getting ready to probably, again, rhyme with this last move that happened on, August 16th, where we went a low of 21 and then 2 days later, we were at 26, right? That's a pretty significant move. So far, we don't know what's going to happen yet, but we have our checkpoints, right? If we close under 24 and a quarter, right, this low close, then our lower support is our bigger moving average of the 100 EMA at around 2370, 2360. If we breach that, the odds would just increase of more consolidation, and we have our next moving average to look at, which would be our 200 EMA around 2160. And coincidentally or not, right, that's also our kind of our lows in this uptrend around $21 level. So we could put actually a zone on that from around 21 to that 200 EMA around 2150. That's really where I think we would hold. If we went lower than that, I think it'd be quick. And we'll look at that as we zoom out to the weekly, and this might make more sense on if we kind of do that, why this level is pretty significant, around $21 to $20, right? We know $20 is a big level for Chainlink. But also want to note that, look at this rhyme here. After we made like this big new high here, and we came all the way back down around the 50, tagging the lower Bollinger Band, but a slightly higher low than our previous move. Look at this. It moved down to the 50, a move up to new highs, all the way back down to below the 50, a tag of the lower Bollinger Band, and still a slightly higher low. So we're still rhyming with this kind of move here. from back in August 11th, August 11th, all the way to August 15th. Those 4 or 5 days, that week right there, we're still kind of in that wheelhouse and watching for a close under 24.25 there. All right. That's the short term. Gaussian channel, also noting this. Look at where we're at in the Gaussian. Gaussian channel median line is right where we are. So this really needs to hold. By definition, if you start to close under that median Gaussian channel line on any time chart, you're slipping to the bearish side of the fence, right? Your momentum has shifted a little bit more bearish, and you will see these light up neon red instead of neon green like they are. So if we go back, right, see how they're all just dark red? Right, so that's where we are now. We're right on it. If the bulls are going to show up and continue this uptrend, it's got to be here around the 2450 level even. 2459 is the exact median Gaussian channel line on the 4-hour chart. So for what that's worth. All right, if we go out to the daily chart, you can see also potentials here, right? This daily close is going to be pretty meaningful, at least since our start of our uptrend back in early August. Why is that? I'm glad you asked. Well, if we look at the closing prices put on a line chart, how many low closes do you see under that red EMA8? If the answer is 0, you're correct. What happens today if we close under that? Well, we'd have our first low close since our start of our really big explosive move here, which doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot other than the odds are increasing of further consolidation, which, somewhere between where we are, between range highs, 27-ish high close, to ideally that 21 EMA would be a good spot. That's $23 for the 21 EMA. That's where we can hold still our bullish momentum on the daily. Let's check our Gaussian channel. It's way the hell down there. We don't need it on the daily. Might be significant on the 3-day as we look at that in a minute. So if we close under here, it's okay. If we close 2 candles under here, so tomorrow, Tuesday's close, if we close still under the EMA8 of 2850, then almost assuredly we're going to consolidate and chop around somewhere between the $20 area, our previous range highs where we broke out at, right back in here, $20, to hopefully not even breaching 23 at the 21 EMA. But this would be kind of our worst case dip. Okay, so the more significant chart and the one we're focused on more is the 3-day chart. It's still looking great, right? Hugging the upper Bollinger Band. But this is our most, I guess, hesitant candle so far that we've seen in a while, right? And last time we hesitated for more than a few days was back in July when we went from range highs outside of the Bollinger Bands, much like we have been doing. And then we went back right to where? The 21 EMA. That was where Chainlink was at $15, $16. Now the 21 EMA is right around that $20 level, which is, if you look back, like its previous range highs would be new range lows. I'm not saying we are going to move down here, but this would be kind of where I would look for major support if things went to hell, right? If all of September is red, like where's Chainlink going to hold? It's probably right here. And we'll see more evidence of this on the weekly chart as we zoom out here. But if we look at this big W pattern, right? If you watched any of my videos last week on Chainlink, you would have known that this is a spot of hesitation. Why? Well, these W patterns often mirror image each other as much as they can. And if we're going to mirror image, well, we looked at many times that this little hook back here, back from late last year, well, here's our range high local top, and we could dip here and mirror image this, right? Right, if you're going to have a new higher high, it's probably going to be in Q4 when alt season is likely going to start. Q4. So we could be looking at a market-wide kind of consolidation for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, especially if Chainlink starts to hold here with multiple 3-day candles. Well, then how low would we expect? Again, look at the lows here. Previous swing lows, swing highs, it's around that $20 level. You want to back this up even more? Okay. Well, let's look at our Fibonacci. If we look at our Fibonacci extension level and drag this over. Well, where's our golden retrace, our 618? Oh, it's at $20 as well, which is previous range highs here. Range lows back here on the W, right? $20 has been a Chainlink staple price for 5 years now. Also, we have the 21 EMA rising, which will likely be about right there in the next 1 to 2 weeks as well. The 21 EMA, $20. It's all right there. So if you're wondering, did you miss the boat on Chainlink? I would like to buy more. If you see anything around the $20 level, the charts are speaking. Will you listen? Okay. If you want to know a shorter time frame, like let's go look at the fib retrace instead of the extension for just this right-handed W pattern here. So the right leg, if we do in fact have a local top at 27.87, right, with the high wick on this exchange, a retracement, there's our levels, our areas of interest, 22.29, 1950 at the 382, which is also the 21 EMA. Now, I think this would be more important or relevant if we kind of have a floor removed from under us, or kind of a little bit of a rug pull on Bitcoin over the next 24 to 48 hours. We might see a wick in here sooner than later. That's kind of a blatant shock to the system drop, but it's possible if Bitcoin wants to act a fool. Well, we've all seen it. That'd be a hell of a move down. That'd be almost 30% from range highs back to $20. I don't anticipate that. Just showing you another case in point where even like a retracement has that $19.50 to $20 level seemingly pretty significant and still matching move for move, like the charts, right? This is not like mind-blowing here, right? We're just extracting what we said all last week. If we hesitate here, well, what do we expect? We probably expect a dip here, consolidate for a little bit before going back to new highs and all-time highs. All right, so let's move out. Let's check the Gaussian channel here and what's going on. Well, look at the Gaussian channel just as of yesterday's close, or the last candle close, right? Turn the Gaussian channel green. The top of the Gaussian channel is at 18. Look at what happened last time we turned the 3-day Gaussian channel green. Right as we turned the channel green, we started to consolidate. Wow. Right as we turn the channel green again, are we starting consolidation? Well, kind of seems like it, right? We'll know if that's going to play out and again in the next couple of weeks, right? If we're going down towards 20 again, you want to watch for this, right? And this is going to be relatively short-lived, right? Couple of weeks, maybe a month. Who cares? We still have high confidence that we still have alt season coming in Q4. I don't know when it starts. Likely going to start. We still have a lot of money. Altcoin market cap total 3 looks beyond bullish on the monthly charts, but chop for next several days to several weeks. Good. All right, weekly. This is what we'll kind of round it out here, and you can still see that W pattern, right? The weekly chart has the EMA 8 at 2160. So if we go down this week, that's a decent spot. Again, the 21 EMA is rising quite rapidly. It's at 1850 this week. If we're going to go down, I think it might take us a couple weeks to kind of move down to that $20 level. Right? Looking at this, right? It's not immediate. 1 to 2 weeks before we kind of get down in that area. If we get down, right? These are big ifs. We don't know. But if we're going to still rhyme with this W, and most W's do, then that would have us maybe mid-September down around 20 before Valhalla in the near future, right? Because it would likely move quickly back to the other side. Things could change quick, especially if Jerome Powell wants to get antsy. Consolidation here. Probably. There's 2 or 3 weeks of consolidation before actually making the move, right? The counter trend move down. Maybe we hold up here, we get some volatility. Maybe we tag 22, 23, move back up, 26, 27, then back down, right? Would still rhyme with this. Gaussian channel on the weekly. We are now green. The top of the Gaussian channel is at 2120. right there, 2110 looks like. Right where the EMA 8 is. Decent levels. Again, don't get too greedy if you're trying to get some more, right? Looking back a year from now, whether you bought at 2160 or 2032, pretty insignificant, unless you're buying like $1 billion worth, right? Sell all your flannel? Never. Okay, so consolidation after, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're really working on our 7th consecutive week tagging this upper Bollinger Band. We're allowed some consolidation, just like we did back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back in December, late last year, we tagged it for 7 consecutive weeks before consolidation. We're at 7 consecutive weeks. All this stuff is kind of making sense to me. You? All right, so consolidation here. Sure. Could we hit some new highs first? Could we kind of wick up to $30 before coming back down? Of course. This is the phase where you can expect the unexpected. If we're on the cusp of an alt season, and I think we are, and cusp in my book is the next 1 to 2 months, don't get caught off guard sleeping. Things can change quite quickly. And if the past week hasn't been indicative of that, I don't know what is, but Chainlink's on a roll. You don't want to fade that momentum. Little chop here and there. Who cares? If we go back to 21, 22, 20, a wick down to the 21 EMA, so be it. Might be our last time to buy 20, sub 20 Chainlink, right? If we get that again, if we're lucky enough to get that again, and you want to buy more, that's seemingly the good spot for me. You also want to note these range highs back from March of 2024. Last time many altcoins were bullish is right at the, look at where that's at. It's right at the EMA 8 currently. And the top of the Gaussian channel. Some of this stuff seems like a fairy tale and like you're making it up, but it's right there. $21 to $20 seems like a good spot to, long-term think about Chainlink. You can still 4x that. We still have a chance of the $100, elusive $100, maybe. We'll see how we perform. But again, if this W holds and these low holds and Bitcoin's still going to go to, 150K plus, and altcoin market cap, it looks beyond bullish. Let's look at that. If you haven't seen this, right? The total 3 market cap. I mean, look at this formation for the past 4 years now. It's right back to the lid line here, and looking to me like it's ready to blow to about, add about $500 billion to the market cap in pretty short time here. In the next 3, 4, 5 months, you'd see a tall bar like this. Imagine adding 60% to the market cap. We're at $1 trillion, right? That takes us 1.6, 1.7. That might be it. But what a month that would be. If we got if we got $500 billion added in a single month, talk about alt season and new all-time highs. This is an exciting chart. This isn't a 4-hour chart here, folks. We're going back to 2021 range highs. Absolute ultra bullish formation. What's not to like? You don't think Chainlink can do a 4x if we add $500 billion to the altcoin market cap? I think we can. All right. Thanks for watching this Monday. Let's get to our quote and card of the day if you like hanging around for that. I don't think all the misery, but of all the beauty that still remains. Great. So we have a glass half full kind of gal here. Half empty, half full, right? How your perception of the world is indicative of how your life is going. You can always find good or bad depending on what your focus is, right? And speaking of good focus, how about let's get out the price here, bud. 2022 Porsche 911 GT3. It's for sale right now. It's a fair deal. You could probably get them down to maybe $275. We can't afford the Chainlink right now. We're not selling our link for this guy yet. And he's not the right color. You want the right color? You got to get the model. And make the Chainlink blue in the look at the wheels even. Even the wheels got the blue. Get the yellow brakes. GT3 RS in the Chainlink blue. There it is. And here it is in real life in green. That green's pretty nice though. Like unsparkly green. What do you call it? Flat green. Pretty cool. Python green paint. I like it. Go through a couple of these. If you want to hang around, go through some photos. If not, I'll see you on the next one. No, I gotta go back. Yeah, that's better. Get my picture out of there. Look at the wheels. Pretty nice wheels. Kind of like it. Not really my style, but I could dig it. What do we got in the background? I looking at this dealership because they have so many other cool cars in the background we could spot out. Still not too sure what that is. Any guesses? Guessing Lambo, but not too many purple Lambos. They do make a factory purple. And we spot it in one of these others. I love how they did the Porsche in the one line kind of running light back there, and then the embossed Porsche. Those all light up too. Really slick looking. I love the little touches like the green seat belts. Then you have green stitching. I don't know if it shows up. You have green stitching on the seats. Little quality touches like that. The carbon fiber door sill trim, kick plate. Got a fire extinguisher factory. That's sick. You know you got a fast car if you got that. The matching kind of lime green tachometer. Green stitching on the steering wheel. Little touches like that really go a long way for me. The carbon on the dash there. I mean, if you're paying $300K for a car, it should be pretty damn perfect for your taste, right? I don't think you want to be like settling. Pretty sweet interior. Look at that cup holder. It looks pretty innovative. It looks like it accommodates different size cups and kind of holds it firmly in place. That's pretty cool. Very nice. And your best, you can only say very nice in the Borat voice. All right, think we're running out here. Man, these are nice. Sweet wheels. All right, that's it. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching this long if you have. You're a car guy like me. And we'll see you on the next one tomorrow. Daily updates.